Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So, today we're talking about Jaimini again. This time we're going to be discussing Jaimini Padas. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. If you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Well, I am choking on my words today. Okay. So, Jaimini Padas. So it's been a while since we've talked about Jaimini, but I am going to be releasing a couple of videos here right after this one, which will be discussing topics in Jaimini. So it's important that we learn these Jaimini Padas. Now, how is a Jaimini Pada made? Like, how do you figure out what the Pada is? First off, what the hell is a Pada? A Pada is when a house lord, meaning let's say it's an Aries ascendant. So Aries is ruled by Mars. You're going to look at Mars. You're going to look at where Mars goes from Aries. So how many houses? And then you're going to count that many places again from that Mars. And then you get the Pada of the first house. Sounds a little complicated, but it's okay. Alright, so I'm putting up an example over here somewhere. So it's an Aries ascendant. So let's say Mars goes into the fourth house. So Mars is gone 4 houses away from the first house. So now you count 4 more places away to get the Pada of the first house. Okay, so in this case, the 7th house would be the Pada of the first house. Now, some people say you should go off of special exemptions in the Jaimini Pada system. I entirely disagree with that. Reason being, my lineage of teachers do not do that. That lineage being, Capo Raj, who I learned directly under, his teacher, Mark Boney, and his teacher, K.N. Rao. They do not use those special exemptions, and neither will I, because I've found, not using the exemptions is what works. So, this is one example. Just to give another quick example, let's say Mars goes into the 3rd house. Okay, so it's moved 3 places away from that first house. Now, you count 3 more places away. So, from the 3rd house, you count the house itself. So, 3rd house, 4th house, 5th house. So, the Pada of the first house is in the 5th house. Now, what does this mean? What the hell do these Padas mean? Sounds confusing. Well, the first house is you, right? Okay, so now the energy of the first house is in the 5th house. What's 5th house? 5th house is romance, education, fun and games, children. So now we see you feel most yourself when you are dealing with these areas of life. When you're with your kids, when you're receiving education, when you're involved in romance. That's what we can see with this. Now let's say the Pada of the first house goes into the 8th house. Well, the energy of the first house is in the 8th house. The energy of you, your physical body, in the 8th house. So we see, your body could go through a sudden change at some point in life. You could need a surgery. These are examples of how these padas can be used. But now we're going to look at a chart, and I'm going to, give you examples of how this works. At least the counting of the padas, because that's the important part here that we're focusing on. Alright. Okay. So, here we are. We're just using a Prashna chart of the moment. Now, we're going to look at just how to calculate these padas. So, let's start with the first house. The first lord, Saturn, is in the first house, because this is an Aquarius ascendant. Okay. So, how would you calculate this? Well, this is very simple. The first lord is in the first house. So, the first house is the pada of the first house. Extremely simple. Now, let's use the second house. Second house is Pisces. So, we look at Jupiter. Jupiter is in the fourth house. So, Jupiter has moved 1, 2, 3 houses away. So, what is the pada of that second house going to be? Well, we have to count 3 more places away from Jupiter. So, 1, 2, and 3. The pada of the second house goes into the sixth house. Okay, so the sixth house is the pada of the second house. It carries that energy of the second house. Okay, now let's look at the third house. So, the third lord is Mars. Mars is in the fifth house. So, that's 1, 2, 3 places away. We're going to count 3 more places, but this time from Mars. So, 1, 2, 3. The pada of the third house now becomes the seventh house. Okay, we'll do one more. Alright, so, the fourth house is ruled by Venus, because it's Taurus. So, Venus is in the 8th house. So, that's 5 houses away. So, now you're going to count from Venus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the pada of that 4th house becomes the 12th house. So, what can we say with this? Well, this person's home at some point will be in a foreign land. Or their mother will go to a foreign land. They could lose a vehicle. Now, when would they lose that vehicle? Well, that's something called Charadasha, a sign-based time period. And we're going to talk about that in future videos, which is why I've been teaching you these Jaimini Padas. Alright, so hopefully this hasn't been too confusing. I got some cool things to show you with Jaimini. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about something pretty cool using this pada technique, which is alternative ascendants. So, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.